So friends, let me tell you how we can eliminate unsystematic risk. So first of all, let's revise. Total risk can be divided into two parts. One is systematic risk and one is unsystematic risk. Systematic risk affect the whole economy or whole sector, like coronavirus pandemic. All the sectors were affected by this coronavirus pandemic, like earthquake, flood, RBI policy, rupee dollar fluctuations, taxation policies. This cannot be controlled by any company. The risk which cannot be controlled by any company is known as systematic risk. But what we are telling, the risk which can be controlled by any company is known as unsystematic risk. Unsystematic risk can be eliminated. So how it is possible? So I will tell you some different angles regarding unsystematic risk. Hope you will get a very good knowledge regarding unsystematic risk elimination. First, what we can do, we can invest in all the companies available in an economy. Theoretically, we can invest in all the companies, almost we can invest in all the companies. So what will happen? So if any company is having any unsystematic risk, then the other company will gain and the other company will benefit us. So loss in one company will be gain for other company. Sir, please give me example of this. Like, you know, Jio, Airtel and Idea Vodafone are in telecom sector. So Vodafone Idea is falling day by day. Vodafone Idea is incurring losses. Vodafone Idea revenue market share is being transferred to Jio and Airtel. So the loss of Vodafone Idea is gain for Jio and Airtel. So if we have invested in all the companies, in all these three companies, then we will not have any unsystematic risk. Vodafone Idea is falling due to many reasons, like they are not able to gain the market share due to quality or due to any other reason. Other players are gaining market share, but Vodafone subscribers are switching to Airtel and Reliance Jio. So in this manner we can reduce unsystematic risk. If Vodafone Idea is falling, we will have no problem, no issues, no issues. Why no issues? Because I have also invested in Reliance Jio and Airtel. So the loss there will be compensated by the gain here, and definitely I will not have any unsystematic pressure due to Idea. Let's take one more example. You know, Jet Airways operation were suspended due to bankruptcy, liquidation and many other negative factors which were affecting Jet Airways. Jet Airways was a company who was not able to pay salary to their staff. So it is unsystematic risk of Jet Airways. But Indigo and SpiceJet gain in market share. So the loss of Jet Airways was the gain of Indigo and SpiceJet. So the unsystematic risk which we were facing in Jet Airways was removed since we also invested in Indigo. So you can see the chart of Jet Airways, it is falling, but definitely the chart of Indigo, you can see it is rising. So what we can conclude from here, that unsystematic risk can be eliminated when we invest in more and more companies. Diversification. In this manner we can reduce unsystematic risk. Again, the same news goes for Nestle Maggi. When Maggi was banned, so the Nestle lost 10,000 around crore market share value. They incurred loss for the first time in 17 years. So the loss of Nestle Maggi was a gain for ITC's EP. Near rupees 1000 crore mark gain from Maggi controversy. So the loss of one was a gain for other. So in this manner we can reduce unsystematic risk. Nestle India posts 64.40 crore loss. Maggi controversy wipes out nearly 10,000 crore from Nestle market cap in 5 trading sessions. Fine. 10,000 trucks, 6 cement plant to destroy 27,000 tons of Maggi noodles. Nestle to pay 20 crore to Ambuja Cement to destroy Maggi packets. So in this manner we can reduce unsystematic risk. So when we invest in more and more companies, unsystematic risk is eliminated. Now there is one more angle to it. When Nestle Maggi was banned, their share price fell. I told you unsystematic risk can be controlled, can be eliminated. When Nestle ban was lifted, when there was no ban in Maggi, its share price increases. So the loss was compensated by the gain in Nestle share itself. So unsystematic risk can never go endlessly. They can be controlled by the company. If they can be controlled by the company, if company control that risk, then their share price will increase also. So you can see Nestle share chart. Are you seeing any effect of that ban that I showed you just now? You can see there is some downfall here, there is some downfall here, there is some downfall here, but overall Nestle share price is increasing. There is downfall here, there is very less fluctuation, it is shown in this chart. So again I proved that unsystematic risk can be eliminated. When there was a ban, there was a negative news, but when the ban was removed, there was positive news, and now Nestle come back and the volume and value surpasses pre-ban level. That's really good. Nestle is posting 500 crore profit. Really very good. Again, let's see how can unsystematic risk can be eliminated. Infosys CEO Vishal Sikka resigned from the company. The company's share price decreases 13%. This is an unsystematic risk. It is an Infosys problem. So now they have hired a very good CEO and now their share price are increasing. When Vishal Sikka resigned, the market value of Infosys was down by 17,000 crore. Can you imagine 17,000 crore? But now you can see the chart of Infosys. It's really good, looking very healthy, and there is no that such downfall due to resignation. There is some downfall here, there is some downfall here, but unsystematic risk gets eliminated. This is the proof which I am giving you. So these were some companies who recovered from unsystematic risk, but there are also some companies who are not able to recover from unsystematic risk and their shares are falling and always falling. Reliance Communication defaulted. They are facing bankruptcy, insolvency. They are defaulting in bond payments. So see, they are not able to recover. But once they will start repaying the bonds, once they will start managing the company well, it may reverse also. But till then, we have to wait. Right now, there is no recovery from unsystematic risk. Fine. Nifty is rising, Sensex is rising, all the companies are rising, it is falling due to unsystematic risk, due to their own problem. They are not able to recover. So friends, I think I have covered many aspects of unsystematic risk. You must have enjoyed this session. Let's play one video which will increase your knowledge. Hope you like this presentation. Thanks friend, and thank you so much for appreciating our practical knowledge. This means a lot. My main target is to make you score 100% marks and target crore plus salary in finance. Fine, sir.
Well, the big story that we are breaking at this hour, Jet Airways has suspended its international operations till further notice. Anu Sharma joins us now with more. So, Anu, it looked like they were struggling to even sort of have about 20 aircraft in the air, which is the requirement for international operations. What is the latest now? All international operations being halted?
Yeah, so that is the word coming in that all international operations of Jet Airways have temporarily been suspended until further notice. Remember earlier in the day, Chennai, Paris, Bangalore, Amsterdam, even flights from Bombay to Singapore were suspended. Now, the problem is that the airline needs money and the banks are not releasing those funds for the airline to sustain its operations. And even yesterday, as we broke that story, that Jet Airways had 14 aircraft in its active fleet for today, and by the end of the day we were awaiting confirmation from DGCA or a comment from DGCA and the government as to what happens for the international eligibility of Jet Airways to fly overseas, because an airline in India needs 20 aircraft in operations to be eligible to fly overseas. So that is not the case for Jet Airways. Passengers, we understand from various sources, are stranded at the airports. They have not been informed of the cancellations. So there is a chaos that is taking place at various airports, Bombay, Delhi, and passengers are being inconvenienced, and a word is awaited from the ministry in order to give clarity as to what is the next step of action for Jet Airways.
Every student's love, every bachelor's best friend, and every mother's easiest bet, Mary Maggi was positioned as the 2-minute noodle that had taste and health all in one cup. But come June 2015, Maggi was thrown out of households in India as the Food Safety Authority of India imposed a ban order on Nestlé's Maggi noodles, declaring that the much-loved Maggi was contaminated with high lead and MSG content. It all started in a lab in Uttar Pradesh where food safety tests found lead in some samples of Maggi noodles and banned the production and distribution of the product in the state. Several states after independent testing followed suit, leading the FSSAI to take the matter in its own hands. A nationwide ban on the much-loved Maggi noodles was imposed.
We are of the confirmed opinion that the Maggi product was not following the ingredients and the safety measures which were required, and that is why we have come to this conclusion that the product should be recalled from the market.
Nestlé India scrambled to defend its reputation, temporarily stopping production and destroying all existing stock. The global management ran to India to save the day.
And with the consumer in mind that we're going to work and do everything in our what it takes, everything what it takes, to work also and to clarify with the authorities the situation and to have the Maggi noodles back on the shelves as soon as possible.
Then began the real tussle. Nestlé India moved the Bombay High Court seeking judicial review of the FSSAI ban order, reiterating its stance that Maggi noodles are safe to eat. As the tussle continued in the Bombay High Court, Nestlé India, which got 25% of its revenues from Maggi noodles, posted its first ever quarterly loss in 15 years. Tough times called for tough measures. Nestlé's India chief stepped down and its Philippines head Suresh Narayanan was brought in.
Number one is to bring Maggi back, and that is a clear part of the mandate that I'll be working on.
Come August 2015, Nestlé India could finally breathe easy. The Bombay High Court set aside the ban order on Maggi noodles, allowing the company to resume production and sale of Maggi noodles. At least 3 accredited labs gave the product a clean chit and declared it safe to eat. But this happiness was momentary. Nestlé India found itself embroiled in a larger mess when the Consumer Affairs Ministry dragged the company to the NCDRC seeking 640 crore rupees in damages. Meanwhile, Nestlé India continued to bleed financially with its profits dipping 60% in the September quarter. The turnaround point was October 16th, the day when Nestlé India got the final clean chit from accredited labs and commenced manufacturing. With competition catching up, Nestlé fast-tracked the rollout of Maggi noodles both through online and offline channels. Maggi noodles was back with a bang. Even as the fate of the case remains to be sealed in the NCDRC, the new twist in the Maggi drama has come with the FSSAI challenging the Bombay High Court order in Supreme Court. Even as Nestle India is looking at reviving its past glory, we'll have to wait and watch how things shape up in the Supreme Court. But for now, you and me can enjoy Maggi in peace. In Mumbai, Priya Shade.
As of